For Mr. Almost in particular, song I was singing at. I know there's different energies with the different characters that you play, but in particular, Gaff from 1980's Blade Runner, and Admiral Adama in Battlestar, because they're dealing with the same idea of human identities with others and being the other. So how did you get to that place when you were Gaff, and how is that different from getting to that place being Admiral?
Yeah, doing Gaff was a total explosion. And I have to tell you that Ridley Scott is a very secure artist. He allowed growth around him. And when I came in to speak with Ridley about the part, I told him, I said, I'll do this, but I want to do it this way. And I mean, Ridley had already done Alien, The Duelist, major artist. I had done a few pieces of work, but I came in very strong, very direct, and he accepted it. And one of the things that I asked him about was the cultural dynamic of the show, of the movie, and the Asian aspect and the language aspect, and he just sat there listening, and I said to him, and I remember very well looking into his eyes, and I'm sitting there and I'm talking about my character's going to speak different languages. He just looked at me. I said, that's gibberish. I didn't say that. But that's what it would sound like. It would sound like kind of like a weird, convoluted kind of mess. And because I would speak like one word, I'm going to pick up this cup. I would say I am in French, going to in Japanese, pick up in Spanish, this cup in German, and so that if you didn't speak those four languages, you would say, I kind of got one word or two words, but I didn't get what you're trying to say. I said, that's what I want to do. And he said, okay. And that changed the course of that movie, because that gave you a reality that if I had spoken as normal, think about it. Because when they put the subtitles underneath it, it kind of destroyed, or the voiceover, excuse me, not the subtitles, the voiceover, where Decker says, everybody knows this language, it's called city speak, and I knew it, and I didn't want to let on that I knew it, and all that stuff. Yeah, he narrated it because it was just so dark, and it was just so, people were just like, what's he saying, But when I come up to him in the sushi bar, and he's sitting there, and I'm trying to get him the first time when I'm trying to bring him in to talk to Captain Brian Tony, I said to him, let's come here, the chief, Captain Brian Tony, said to me, and he says, Brian, tell him I'm busy. And I said, low fast, Newchman, Devaja Blade Runner. Yeah. That literally means in Hungarian, big horse dick. Now nobody knew I said it except for all the Hungarians. In Hungary, I became like, they went nuts. The people were falling on the ground, falling over, and they were just like dying. But it gave it a tone that to this day, now with the final cut, the very final cut, and 5 different cuts later, they sold every single one of them. They made a lot of money off of that. But the final cut, they don't have the voiceover, and they really personified the character a little bit more. And, so that character was done and created because Ridley had the confidence to allow these ideas to come into play. And there were strong ideas. I mean, the Asian influence of that movie was what made it the future. I'm not kidding you when I tell you, if you think there are a whole lot of Latinos in this country, you just wait. There'll be a lot more Asians here than any other culture, because basically they will one day leave China, and they're going to open the door. And when they open the door, they're going to go all over the planet. And there'll be lots of them coming here. And they're already coming here, big grows. Matter of fact, there's a lot of, John Sayles' new movie that I just did with him deals with the Asian railroad that's coming into the United States at this moment. And it's extraordinary from China. They pay $30,000 to get across the border in Mexico. And they come through tunnels and stuff. And they're right now, if you don't, this is how perfectly understanding these people are. If you don't make it across, if for some reason you get sent back, you get your money back. It's true.
Fair deal.
So what's the 30,000? Okay, I'll pay the 30 grand, you know, because they know that if they don't get across, or if they get across and get caught and they get turned back, they get their money back. And that's what the story deals with in John Sayles' Go for Sisters, which is coming out sometime in October. But I say that, I said it the other day, I said, if you really want to understand what happened in Battlestar, you go up there, here's a spoiler, guys, the biggest spoiler you're ever going to get, right? This is it. So you people who are in here that haven't seen the final episode, this is the biggest, I'd be going like this, if I was you. You know, I would tune out right now. I'd get up and run out of the goddamn. Give me that chance, okay. Last scene, last moment, Battlestar. 6 and Baltar walking down Times Square. The year is 2008. And Baltar turns to 6 and says, this has happened before. No, 6 says to Baltar, excuse me. 6 says to Baltar, this has happened before, it's going to happen again. And Baltar, the pessimist, says, I think humanity learns its lesson this time. And then they turn and they walk away, and it goes to black. Well, when it goes to black, I want you to take out the DVD and put in Blade Runner. The year was 2019, okay? And you go right into, boom, 2019, and what do you have? Replicants. And the world takes off, and then you find out that even though Adama had you know, landed here 200,000 years ago, his direct genetic structure was Gaff. Stand up! Remember, the future's in our hands. It really is. Remember, say when you're ready, Richard. I will wait.
Rolling.
Remember that the future's in your hands. It's in all of our hands. And what you do with it are the choices that you're going to make. Just always think about others first. Remember that. So say we all.
So say we all.
So say we